Good evening and welcome. You're watching the Newshour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. In the last 10 days alone, 3 murders have taken place in Karnataka's restive Mangaluru area. First it was Masood, then Praveen, and now Fazil. Under tremendous pressure, especially after Praveen was hacked meters away from his shop, the state chief minister today talked tough, warning that soon Karnataka will be introduced to the Yogi model. His minister went a step further, even saying that now it is the time to start encounters in the state.
I have told him in Bangalore, whatever possible we'll do it, and if need be, if the situation says that UP model or much more stricter than that, we will not hesitate to do it.
ಯುಪಿಗಿಂತ ಒಂದು 5 ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಯುಪಿಗಿಂತನೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಾಡಲೇ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯುಪಿಗಿಂತನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಒಂದು ಮುಂದುವರೆದ ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಿಂತ ಪ್ರಗತಿಪರವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ರಾಜ್ಯ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇತರರಿಗೆ ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಇದನ್ನೇನು ಅನುಸರಿಸುವಂತದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ.
But naturally, just the mention of Yogi, and to top that, a Yogi model, has kicked up a storm. The government is now being asked by the opposition Karnataka, what is this model that they are tom-tomming? Is this going to be a license for extrajudicial killings? Is this an attempt to try and hide their failure, especially given that they are under pressure and under attack from their own party cadre? Is this a quick fix solution, or is this drawing a red line to tell anyone who tries to take the law in their hands there will be action against all and appeasement for none?
The statement of the Chief Minister of Karnataka regarding implementing something called as the Yogi model in Karnataka is nothing but signs of him trying to appease the Sangh Parivar and appease the Sangh Parivar workers. Everyone has seen the visuals of how the Sangh Parivar workers are upset with the BJP, and that is the reason we see that at a time when the Chief Minister should talk about peace and harmony, he is trying to please the Sangh Parivar with such statement. We would like to make it clear that in a democratic system, the only model that can work is the constitutional model. Only those people who don't believe in the constitutional model will talk about such unconstitutional models which are originated by the BJP and the RSS. So we would like to make it clear that at a time when the Chief Minister should promote peace and harmony, he should not try to create more division in the society.
I was shocked to hear the statement of the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Basavaraj Bommai, that the same measures like what is done by the yogis Adityanath will be adopted here to curb violence. In fact, this is spitting venom against people. And you know, what does it mean? It means anarchy. The government itself will be taking the law into their own hands. You know, in that, why should we have courts? Why should we have police? You just, engage a operator of a bulldozer and run down the houses.
Chief Minister's reaction about Mangalore incident, that he will thinking to bring Yogi model here. But my advice to the government, Yogi model, some other model will not going to work out here. First, the responsibility of the government and the Chief Minister is to get the confidence of those area people who are with the communities. He has to convince the people and give message to the all section of the society that this government is for all the 6 crore 50 lakhs people government. That confidence must he has to give to those area.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us now on the debate, Vijay Prasad, spokesperson of the BJP in Karnataka, Sujata Pandey, political analyst, Abbas Haider, national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party, Lokesh Jindal, political analyst, Syed Aslam Pasha, spokesperson of the JDS. But I'm going to first go across to Dr. Sudhakar K, Minister for Health and Family Welfare and Medical Education in the government of Karnataka. Is this an attempt to try and divert some of the pressure that your party and your government is feeling, especially since your own karyakartas are protesting against you, to say, oh, we'll get this Yogi model now? Dr. Sudhakar.
Padmajaji, first of all, I would like to say that Karnataka is a very peaceful state, very accommodative, and we have, with open arms, welcomed all the people, all the kind of communities across the country. They are living peacefully in this state. In the last 3 years of the BJP's governance, if you see the total number of the communal incidences, it is about 56 in number. But when you compare the same kind during the Congress regime between 2013 and 18, there are about 335 incidences that occurred because of the communal violence. And there was only 10 months of JDS and Congress combo, that is a coalition government. In that 10 months, they had more than 29 communal incidences that has occurred. What I mean to say, it's not that because of our ineffectiveness of the governance that the incidences have occurred. I concede the timing, and within a span of 7 days, the brutal murders of 3 young people is really annoying, and we feel very sorry for this incidents, but the government is not going to allow such incidences to prop up again and again. The moment this has occurred, our Honorable Chief Minister immediately has stepped up. He has constituted 5 different teams under the able leadership of very eminent and efficient officers, IPS officers, and within 24 hours you must have noticed that they were able to nab 2 culprits. And
no,
since
so I want to ask you this. I'm actually glad. Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. Just a second, because I'm glad you actually mentioned the loss of 3 lives. Yeah. The thing is that the focus has only been on Praveen, and your government is being accused of completely ignoring the murders of Masood and Fazil, and that is what they're saying. You keep saying appeasement of none, but you are appeasing your constituency, and you forgot that 2 Muslim young men have also been murdered in the same area.
No, we are not doing any appeasement politics. The BJP believes in the philosophy of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas. And our Honorable Chief Minister has taken all these 3 murders in the same context, and he has ordered a very high level inquiry in the state. And today, since the initial reports or initial investigation says that there could be an interstate operation, it could be some organizations with terror intent based on the communal clashes, based on the religious lines, and that is why he has given the case to the National Investigating Agency, NIA, and they would step up the investigation shortly, and they are going to bring all these conspirators or those terror organizations, if at all, are behind this. They will all come and they will be booked under the same law.
So let me ask you this, when already the NIA is investigating,
this government has nothing.
How does the common public interpret what the CM and another one of your cabinet colleagues has said when the Chief Minister said that we are going to bring in the Yogi model? Dr. C. Ashwath Narayan says that some people are testing our patience. We are clear that we are also ready for encounter. Time has come for encounter. In the coming days, action will be taken in such a way that people who indulge in these kind of killings will be scared. Is this not opening the door for what Mr. Siddaramaiah says, anarchy?
I was sitting in the media press conference that was held by our Honorable Chief Minister on the eve of completing 1 year in office. When he was addressing, one of the media friends asked him a question, posed a question regarding if the situation demands, would he be following a kind of yogi model of governance? Then he started answering saying that we are doing everything based on our conditions, and if the situation demands, I am not going to shy away. I can follow one of the yogis model. He never uttered the name, the word, as you said, encounter. He has never uttered, and he never meant encounter. Encounter was the kind of yogis
Mr. C. Ashwath Narayan
model
today
that,
had said, we are ready for encounter so that people will be scared. Time has come for encounter.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Even our Honorable Minister for Higher Education, my colleague, has said about the encounter. We are not speaking about encounter, but we will take stern action under the Constitution, under the provisions of the Constitution, under the provisions of the law of this land.
Okay, let me finally ask you.
This government is going to do everything possible to make sure to bring back the image of a peaceful state. This state is very special, and this state is liked by everybody, not just Indians. Even lot of expats live in this beautiful Bangalore city and Karnataka.
Let me finally ask you.
We want to bring back that kind of image of Karnataka. Yeah.
When you finally say that we are ready, we will not shy away from getting the yogi model, there is fear. What is this yogi model? Is it about bulldozers? Is it about people being told that, listen, we are going to serve you notice and then we are going to act against you? Some are even saying, is it about encounters? What is it? What is this model that you're not going to shy away from?
No. There could be some stern action, immediate action, where people has to understand the law of the land should prevail ultimately, and humanity is the utmost destination that one government should try and achieve it. So in order to ensure peace is prevailed in the state, we need to do everything possible to save and secure every citizen of this Karnataka. This is Basuraj Bommai's vision, and this is his commitment, this government's commitment. We believe in our Honorable Prime Minister's slogan, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas. So we will not deviate anything from this. We will not do appeasement politics. At the same time, we are not going to hate anybody.
Okay, so there will be justice for Praveen.
Hate is not something that this government would do, like what the Congress.
And there will be justice for Masood.
Absolutely, the justice will be met for every life that is lost in this state. We will punish all those miscreants, those terrors, those terror organization, and those people who are conspirators behind this. We would bring them to the books.
All right. Dr. Sudhakar K, thank you very much for speaking to us. There should be justice for everyone, and there should be appeasement and mercy for no one who has blood on their hands. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me take this straight across to our panel who's been waiting very patiently. Thank you for that. Let me ask you then, Syed Aslam Pasha, what's the problem? If that's what they're saying Yogi model means everyone will face the heavy hand of the law, period.
Padmaja, first of all, I like the way my friend Dr. Sudhakar spoke. He's an excellent orator. I hope the government lives up to his words. Now, having said that, Padmaja, I just want to tell you, it's a complete failure of law and order in Karnataka, right? The government's duty is to ensure and uphold the justice in an unbiased way. There are three youths who have lost their lives, starting with Praveen, Masood and Fazil, right? Now, as I said, the government needs to uphold the justice in an unbiased way. We have seen the Honorable Chief Minister visiting Praveen's house. Masood stays just about 5 kilometers away from that house. Honorable Chief Minister doesn't visit Masood's house. This is called a biased approach, right? It is the government's responsibility to ensure that the justice is upheld equally and unbiased to everybody.
Okay.
Now, in Hinduism, we talk about Sarvajana Sukhino Bhavantu, which is everyone needs to live happily. And in Islam, we speak about Lakum Dinukum Waliya Deen. Everyone has the liberty and the freedom to follow their own religion. Karnataka is known for peace and tranquility. Karnataka is known for peace, love and happiness. From the last 3 or 4 years since the BJP has come into power, we have seen that they've been promoting hatred and they've been promoting absolute enmity, animosity.
Okay,
now,
Vijay Prasad, answer these two questions. Point number one, you say that this will be a model. Is your model where justice was only for one community, your community?
No. When we talk about the model, okay, we are all talking about the UP model. For the situation in Uttar Pradesh, okay, Yogi Adityanath is the right chief minister, okay. There are different methods to deal with the situation in Karnataka, okay, and they have been using all of them being used here. If the situation demands, okay, if the situation demands, even we will not hesitate to use the Yogi model. Okay, when we say about the Yogi model, what does it say? Okay, we are just going to use the bulldozer across the street? No. We are using the Yogi model only for the people who are against the anti-national. Okay, so this is exactly what we are trying to propagate and we are trying to say here. Having said that, if you see the couple of murders that have taken place in Hindu murders, we should not take these murders as an isolated incident. We have to make sure that we have to bring to books and the law of the land prevail in bringing justice to these people. The law of the land prevail and equal justice will be served across the board without any hesitation, without any cash.
You will use it across the board. You will use it against the murderers of Fazil also. You will use it against the murderers of Masood also.
Yeah, but no. When we talk about the law, the law is for all. Sabka saath. Okay?
Yeah.
Law is for all. Syed Aslam Pasha.
So Padmaja, I just want to tell my friend Vijay, I'm happy to see him on TV. This is the first debate. He's a very good friend of mine. But having said that, when Basuraj Bommai says that he will use the UP model, does it mean that he doesn't believe in the constitutional values and the judicial system? What is UP model? You want to bulldoze the peace-loving people? You want to bulldoze? How do you identify?
Sir, I think the minister has just explained it. Mr. Prasad has now again explained it, saying that whenever there will be any illegality, whenever there will be any crime, we are going to act against those people. Why do we have to keep going on and on and on about what is this UP model? Vijay Prasad.
Awesome. One thing we have to be really clear is if you see this incident against this Hindus, these should not be treated as isolated incident. Okay, there must be treated as an act of terror. Okay, when you are seeing
Mr. Pasha, just a second. He's answering your question. Yes.
Okay.
No. See, Aslam, good that we both are debating for the first time on this Times Now show. Okay. See, we should treat this murder as an act of terror. Okay.
Yes.
Terror. We all know terror has no religion, right? Okay. Treat this terror, and we should please don't treat this as an isolated incident. Treating it as isolated incident, okay,
3 murders. Sir, 3 murders, not 1 murder, 3 murders.
And arrest will be made in all 3 of them,
3
sir.
Murders. Sir, 3 murders, not 1, 3 murders.
And the arrest should be made in all 3 of them and are being made in all 3 of them, Syed Aslam Pasha. That is the point.
When I'm talking about the murders, the conspirators behind this, we should first target the conspirators behind this murder.
So let me ask you this, Lokesh Jindal. Here you have Mr. Prasad saying very clearly, I am going to go after the murderers of Praveen also. I'm going to go after the murderers of Masood also, of Rafiq also. And yet, today when you had the Congress leaders asked, when Mr. Siddaramaiah was asked, he is not even willing to use the word PFI. It just doesn't fall off his lips. He is still saying this is an RSS Sangh Parivar internal fight. still trying to give cover fire to the likes of PFI and SDPI. Why? Mr. Prasad is saying, I will take action against everyone's murderers. But you will not say PFI, that okay, if it's PFI, arrest them. You will say, oh, this looks like Sangh Parivar fight. Why?
See, the hypocrisy of the present government was shown when on 31st of August 2020 they passed an order whereby the BJP dropped 21 cases involving communal riots so as to benefit the Hindu outfits. And now in February 2022, the Home Minister Arga Jananendra, he stated that there were 63 communal violences and there was 0 conviction. So the point is, the Karnataka government is unable to establish facts, bring the perpetrators to justice, convict them, but still it thumps up high that it's going to implement the Yogi model, thereby try to bring about some form of authoritarian regime, because it is unable to...
Well, then if you're worried about convictions and arrests, you should actually be very happy that they're talking about the Yogi model. I'll tell you why. Let me give you some stats. First, beginning with murder. 2014, these are statistics of murder in Uttar Pradesh. In 2014, there were 5,150 murder cases. In 2015, there was 4,732 murder cases. Cut to 2021, and there are just over 3,000 murder cases that have taken place in Uttar Pradesh. This, Lokesh Jindal, should make you very happy that Karnataka is saying, well, we will reduce our crime rate. We will reduce the number of murders that are happening. These are NCRB figures for you.
If the police is under orders so as to not file the cases and show a dismal picture to the masses, then it is completely a window dressing altogether.
Very convenient, sir. When the numbers are high, you say it is a rape capital. When the numbers are low, you say, oh, police is not filing cases. Matlab, chit bhi meri, but bhi aapka murder. It doesn't work like that. But you still haven't answered my question. Today you had the minister saying that we are going to act against everyone. Why is it that the Congress is still not willing to admit that there is a role of PFI, SDPI, and if there is a role, there should be action against them? Why is Mr. Siddaramaiah still trying to give a clean chit to the PFI, SDPI?
It's not about giving clean chit to PFI and the other organizations. The state government has its machinery in its control. It can introduce law. It has laws. It can
of course it will. But it is about what position you take, sir, as a political party. And if you really want to know about the history of the Congress in Karnataka, let me quote to you a wonderful example of how secular even crime is made. On the 29th of Jan 2018, the State Police Department sent a letter to 22 district SPs and police commissioners in Mangaluru. Lokesh Jindal, listen to this. You know what that letter said? The letter said, please tell us the details of the cases that have been filed against members of minority community for reasons of communal disturbance in the last 5 years. The Siddaramaiah government wanted to know how many Muslims have you put in jail. Even crime was being secularized, and today you want to talk about law and order, sir? Today you are talking about, oh, why is law and order not being maintained, and why is this model and X model and Y model? The thing is that this is a reaction, or this is a blowback to years and years and years of how crime has been communalized.
Function constitutionally. It does not have the entire means.
What is constitutional about asking for the religion of a criminal? Why would the government want to know the religion of criminals?
65 of the Constitution states that if at all a government is unable to function constitutionally, it has a sufficient ground so as to invoke emergency.
Sir, why are you sidetracking into random tutorials of the Constitution? Answer my question. Today if the government is saying... The government is saying very simply this, that for years we've had a communalizing of crimes, and that is not going to happen anymore. There's going to be even-handed behavior with everyone. Sujata Pandey. But this is communal. This is communal and extrajudicial. Sujata Pandey.
Padmaja, so I think whatever Mr. Basuraj Bommai quoted today has to be looked into its essence and symbolism. So what is Yogi government if you look at the data also. Yogi government means that there would be the days of appeasement is over, and creating communal divide for petty politics is also over. It means zero tolerance for crime. It means all the actions on spot action for rioters, for stone pelters, for people who try to disturb the communal harmony. It also means giving full hand for nabbing the criminals and also making sure that one who takes the law of the land easily will be taken to task. And this also means that Yogi has been able to make a model state for UP. So looking at the data of the crime also, within 15 days of Yogi 2.0, you know how many people? 80 criminals surrendered, 11,981 criminals, these bails were rejected. And this is how the entire Uttar Pradesh has changed. This is how the entire, and Congress should be the last one to lecture on the communal harmony, because the model of the Congress, the governance model is all about communal appeasement. Because do not forget the riots, the 84 riots, the crime for Yaqub Menon, the Patla House, you know, when Sonia Gandhi shedded tears for the terrorists. Come on, I mean, we have a long history of Congress about the government, how they try to use it for their own petty politics. And Yogi government, my one simple question is for whoever is doubting about the Yogi government, tell me something, which mafia has gone to the court for challenging the action of the bulldozer if they were right? Has any of the case
Abbas Haider is laughing.
In the law
Abbas Haider is laughing. He's as we call it in UP, booked bogie.
If you have case and if you think you are innocent and government is doing something which is against your fundamental rights and is crossing the limits, why don't you go to the court?
Abbas Haider, are you scared? Are you calling up your friends in Bangalore, in Karnataka, saying, listen, I have seen the Yogi model, you should better beware of it?
Oh, how will they say? They were dancing, they were enjoying.
See, Yogi model is just another PR stunt of Bharatiya Janata Party. But I'm pretty sure that Karnataka Chief Minister has not spoken to Union Home Minister or the Prime Minister before saying this, because somehow he is saying that Gujarat model has totally failed, and in reality it has failed. We have seen how more than 42 people have died in Gujarat due to toxic alcohol. Day before yesterday, and hundreds of them are hospitalized. This is what Gujarat model is, what has happened in Dhulera. Now let me come to UP model. Let me come to Yogi model. What Yogi model is, let me tell you. If Yogi model is, if you want to see real Yogi model, you need to go to Bikru, where 8 police officers were killed by gangsters. This is Yogi model. If you want to see real Yogi model, go to Bulandshahr, when a police officer, Subodh Singh, was killed by gangsters, by a mob.
Are you calling? Hold on.
When
you talk about Bikru, for people who have forgotten, it's very convenient. Hold on a second, Sujata Pandey. Abbas Haider, you just hold on.
No,
you mentioned Bikru, और आप बोल के निकल गए. Let me refresh the memory of people watching right now that in Bikru there were policemen who were shot dead by gangsters. The name of that gangster was Vikas Dubey. When Vikas Dubey was killed in an encounter, Samajwadi Party said कि ब्राह्मण safe नहीं है उत्तर प्रदेश में, इसीलिए विकास दुबे को मार दिया गया. You are the people who tried to communalize even an encounter of a gangster, sir, and today you are crying for policemen killed in Bikru.
Never tried to communalize.
You are the people who protested the encounter of Vikas Dubey and tried to paint him like some kind of martyr.
There is a saying that Sarkar Iqbal pe chalti hai.
You are the one who called him a Brahmin. He was a gangster, not a Brahmin.
Let me tell you, no. This is not reality. If you want to show real Yogi model, go to Bundelkhand Expressway and see how on
Vijay
the
Prasad wants to come
inauguration of Bundel Expressway, the contract.
I want to.
And on the
Padmaja, see, I want to come in here. See,
Abbas Haider, Vijay Prasad wants to respond because he is the one who is now possibly going to be the recipient of this model. Yes, Vijay Prasad.
This is what Yogi model is. And
yes.
in reality, the crime in
this murders in Karnataka should not be treated as an isolated issue, because this will certainly, if we treat this as an isolated case, this will certainly.
Yes, go on, Mr. Prasad.
This will certainly derail the investigation, and the real perpetrators will not be brought to the book. Having said that, today Karnataka government has a lot of challenges before it in maintaining the communal harmony. We all know that, okay? Karnataka is the most peace-loving state in the country, okay? And Karnataka is also called as the IT capital of the country. okay, Silicon City of of India. When other states can emulate Karnataka in terms of the IT capital, what's wrong in Karnataka emulating the UP model? We are trying. What are we trying to bulldoze? We are trying to bring into the book the anti-national, or the who are trying to disturb the peace, tranquility of the state. Karnataka government has got the entire this one to safeguard its peace. Okay, so Karnataka government can go to any extent in maintaining the peace and harmony of the state. So maintaining or following the UP model will not be any different, or it will not bring down the value of the state, or it will not bring down the value of the chief minister. That's what I want to put that point.
It is not about bringing down anyone's value. It is only about best practices. You would say we are adopting the Akhilesh model in some other state if you were to form the government elsewhere. Congress says that we are following in the footsteps of the Manmohan Singh model. That doesn't mean that your chief minister is not capable. They are just following the economics of Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Okay, so in other words, BJP leader, BJP chief minister in Karnataka is trying to say that your Modi model and Amit Shah model, these all model have failed. So that's why he's trying to follow Yogi model. I don't have a problem with that. Now let me tell you what Yogi model is. If you let me know, Yogi model is, they talk about bulldozing stuff and all that. But Yogi's bulldozer, when they roll down to BJP leaders' houses, they suddenly stop. There's an emergency brake in that. When your bulldozer rolled towards Chinmayan's house or Kuldeep Sengar's house or Ajay Mishra Teni's house, they suddenly stop. So there should not be double standard. There should not be a double standard. I am asking you to follow constitutional model.
Again, you revel in obfuscation and you do not tell people that there are plenty of Hindu gangsters, and we've taken this name again and again. Badan Singh Baddo, his property has been raised. There are farmhouses in Greater Noida who have been raised, who are sitting in court right now, who have illegal farmhouses. The model is that you will use these weapons or you will use these measures against anyone.
I'm saying that why don't you bulldoze houses of BJP leaders?
And Mr. Haider, I can see that you are live with us from Lucknow. If you walk across in Lucknow to Aminabad, you would know of a temple that has also been bulldozed because it was illegally constructed. But again and again we come on TV and we take three selective examples and we keep talking about this model being about only this person. It is not. It is about laying down the law. That's the point.
We have seen gangsters playing cricket because they were patronized by the government.
Sir, we can talk about these random episodes. If you want to talk about huge tragedies and that being the Gujarat model, I can remind you of 2015 or 2016 when close to 50 people died in Etah, sir. Abbas Haider, you would remember in Etah, close to 50 people died.
Yesterday 2 Babas were killed in
At that time, they were drinking illegally made alcohol. I mean, I have grown up in Uttar Pradesh, and if I start listing out the number of fake alcohol tragedies that have happened, we'll be sitting here till tomorrow morning. So please, let's not say that this model is about this one episode. Is Muzaffarnagar defining the Akhilesh model? No, na. Is Etah huge tragedy defining the Akhilesh model? Nahin. Then how can you say, oh, this one thing has happened 2 days ago, this is the Yogi model? It is about law and order, sir. Law and order.
Hathras is one thing, Bikru is another thing, Bulandshahr is a different thing.
Okay, wait, very quickly, I want to get in.
What is happening in Firozabad is different, what is happening in Lucknow. So everything is different, they are all random.
Vijay Prasad has a quick rebuttal to you, then Syed Aslam Pasha.
There is no fear among
we all remember the Balakot airstrike, okay? So what happened, why we took the Balakot airstrike? The cross-border terrorism was so rampant, okay? It was threatening the India's integrity and the sovereignty.
Sir, we are talking about
what we did.
Sir, I think where are you going? You're going haywire.
What is the difference between the anti-nationals and the
Karnataka? Padmaja, I want to bring back the topic to Karnataka.
घर के गुस्से मारेंगे. The same thing. We will not hesitate
Thank you,
to
sir. Thank you, sir. You need to speak the language of a statesman. You need to speak the language of a statesman. You are dealing
for
sir
who are threatening the peace tranquility of the state.
Thank you so much,
Vijay.
Vijay, thank you so much. Padmaja, I just want to tell Vijay, sir, when you're dealing with a terrorist from a different state, the language which you speak is absolutely correct. Where you're not with the people of Karnataka or with the peace-loving people of Karnataka. I just want to bring in and quote one word which is in Kannada, because you know Kannada. I'm telling you, Chief Minister uses a word called Ugra Krama. Ugra Krama means violent action. What violent action can a Chief Minister take? Look at the language Ashwath Narayan, the Honorable Minister Ashwath Narayan is speaking. He will not spare them. What is Ugra Krama? What is violent action against people? Can you help me understand what is
Sujata Pandey? Sujata Pandey.
Do you believe in the Constitution?
Sujata Pandey wants to respond. Sujata Pandey, yes.
I have just one basic question. When Chief Minister says that the action will be taken against those who are violating the law of the land, why are they assuming that it will be between them or someone who they are close to? Why are they not saying that yes, I am with the Chief Minister? Everyone who takes the law of the land in their hand to be taken to task. I want to ask this Congress panelist or JDS spokesperson, tell me something. Do you not want the criminals to be put into task? Tell me something. How will it be done? How will it be done? How will it be done? By going soft? By doing what you did to Savano?
Okay, I think it is amply clear right now that when they talk about the Yogi model, what are the contours of that? It is going to be about laying down the law and drawing the line in the sand when it comes to anyone trying to violate the law or trying to act against citizens of our country. But the proof of the pudding will be in the eating. There should be justice for both Praveen and Masood. We'll be watching. That is what will be the India model of law and justice. Thanks very much, all gentlemen. Sujata Pandey for joining.